I'm running out of tunes to sing. Hey everyone, it's Eric from E&G Spanish Tutorials once again, here to explain to you all how to form tu commands. They're pretty easy, assuming you paid attention to the usted commands whenever you learned those. So if you haven't and you don't feel very comfortable with usted commands, I really recommend you go watch the usted command video so that this will be so much easier, because a big part of tu commands actually comes from the usted commands. So I'll wait, go watch the video, and I'll be here when you get back. For everyone else who feels comfortable with the usted commands, let's start. So to form an affirmative tu command, we just have one rule for now, and that is put the verb in the el form. There's your command. Put the verb in the el form, and we'll go through examples shortly. Now for negative commands, it's a little harder. Your formula for negative tu commands is no plus your usted command. As I mentioned earlier, it's important that you feel very comfortable with these. And then attached to your usted command is going to be an S. And of course, if you want, some exclamation points. Be sure you have this written down, as I won't have this up anymore. Okay, let's do some practice. We'll start with the verb estudiar. Estudiar, to study. Now, how do we make this into an affirmative command? Well, the rule I just mentioned said put this verb in the el form, so let's do that. Yo estudio, tú estudias, él estudia. There's your command. Easy, right? Well, now let's get to our negative command. Our formula was no plus your usted command plus an S. What's our usted command for estudiar? AR, so your opposite ending is going to be E. No estudies. There's your usted command. Estudie, and then you add an S at the end of it. No estudies, don't study. Okay, let's do another one. What about the verb to open? Abrir. Abrir. Put this in the el form. Yo abro, tú abres, él abre. There's your tu command. Now let's make it negative. No. Your usted command followed by an S. What's your usted command for abrir? It's an IR, so your opposite ending is going to be abra. No abras. Don't open la caja. There's that one, abrir. Let's take a look at the verb pagar, to pay. Pagar. Yo pago, tú pagas, él paga. You're telling your friend, pay the bill. Paga la cuenta. Pay the bill. Now let's make it negative. No. Usted command ended with an S. What's our usted command of pagar? Pague. Now all we do is plug it in right there. No pagues la cuenta. Notice we added the U to keep the G sound in there. Okay, let's do another one. What about the verb to arrive? Llegar. It's a GAR verb. So yo llego, tú llegas, él llega. There's your command. You're telling your friend, llega a tiempo, arrive on time. You're going to go see a movie and you know your friend is always late. Now what about negative? No usted command. Add an S. What's your usted command of llegar? Llegue. No llegues. No llegues tarde. Don't arrive late. Okay, let's do another one. Oh, what about the verb to ask for? Pedir. Pedir. Affirmative. Yo pido, tú pides, él, ella, usted pide. There's your command. Pide una cerveza. Ask for a beer or something. Now let's make it negative. No. What's your usted command? Pida. And then add your S. No pidas una cerveza. You're too young to have beer. No la pidas. Let's erase that, and let's do another one. The verb to take out. Sacar. Sacar. Yo saco, tú sacas, él saca. There's your command. No, let's make it negative. What's your usted command of sacar? Saque. No saques. Notice the Q-U-E because it is a carver. Let's try another one. The verb almorzar, to have lunch. Almorzar. Your affirmative. Yo almuerzo. It's a stem changing verb. Tú almuerzas. Él almuerza. Have lunch. You haven't eaten all day. Have lunch. Almuerza. You've eaten too much today. Don't have lunch. No. Your usted command is going to be that almuerce with a C. No almuerces. You attach your S and there's your command. Your negative through command. No almuerces. Okay, how about the verb to sleep? Dormir. Dormir. Yo duermo, tú duermes, él duerme. So now you're telling your friend sleep. You say duerme. Now, don't sleep. No. Your usted command is duerma. And then you attach your S. Don't sleep. No duermas. How about the verb to get up? Levantarse. Levantarse. Yo me levanto, tú te levantas, él se levanta. Forget the se for a little bit. Imagine it's not there. Levanto, levantas, levanta is what we want. But we can't, okay, now let's re-include the se. We can't use se because se is for him or her or you formal or they. If we're talking to a friend, we're not going to use any of these. What should se turn into? With do commands, it should turn into a te. Now, where's that te going to go? What's our rule for affirmative commands where we place the pronoun? Attached to this. Levántate. Since we added a pronoun, we go 3 syllables from the back. 1, 2, 3. That's where our accent goes. Levántate. And you can hear it. Levántate. Now let's make it negative. No. What happens whenever our command is negative? What happens with our pronoun? It goes before the command. No te. Now ask yourself, what's the usted command for that? Levant. It's an AR, so your opposite ending would be E. No te levante. And then we have to add one more letter, the S. No te levantes. Okay, let's try the verb to give. Dar, to give. Yo doy, tú das, él da. There's your command. Now, what about your negative? No. Usted command plus an S. Now remember, that was one of your 5 irregular usted commands. So it's really important, like I said earlier, that you know your usted commands. Your usted command for that is de. Now let's put that in here. Notice that I'm omitting the accent there. And the reason is we have an accent here because we need to differentiate between this and the preposition de without the accent. With this, there's no other word that's this that doesn't have like any accents or anything like that. So we're just going to leave it without accent because it doesn't need it. No des. Don't give. Okay, how about the verb to get dressed? Vestirse. With reflexives, let's forget about the se for a little while. It'll come back. Visto, tú, vistes, él, viste. Now, since these are through commands, we have to change this se into a te. And since our command is affirmative, we have to attach it. Vistete. And since we added a pronoun, we have to go 3 vowels or 3 syllables in the back. 1, 2, 3. Vistete. There's your accent. Vistete. Get dressed. Now let's make it negative. No. Now, since our command is negative, we have to move this reflexive pronoun. No te. Now, we gotta make this into an usted command. There's your usted command. And then what do we do finally? We add an S. No te vistas, don't get dressed. Now let's try the verb to read, leer. A common verb, I'm sure you've heard your teachers tell you before. Read. Leer. Yo leo, tú lees, él lee. So let's say you're supposed to be reading and your teacher catches you playing video games or on your phone. She's gonna say, lee, read. No. Usted command plus an S. What's our usted command for leer? Lea. No leas. Now what about the verb estar? Affirmative, yo estoy, tú estás, él está. There's your tú command. Now what about your negative command? No. What's our usted command of this? It's also one of your 5 irregulars. Your usted command is this. Este. Estes. We want to keep the accent still because we want to stress that last part. No estes. With the dot example, we didn't have to include the accent because it didn't change the pronunciation. This one, if we took away the accent, it would say no estes. And we don't want that. We want it to say no estes. Okay, just a couple more to go. Now the verb divertirse, to have fun, to have a good time. Divertirse. Like I said, for affirmative, let's forget that for a second. Divierto, tú diviertes, él divierte. Notice it's a stem changing verb. Now, we're talking about tú commands, so we can't use se. We're going to use te, and we're going to attach it to the end of this. Since we added a pronoun, our accent goes 3rd from the back. 1, 2, 3. And like I said before, E and I usually are not accents that are not the stressed part. Diviértete. You can hear it there. Diviértete. Now let's make it negative. We have to move this reflexive pronoun before the command. Let's put our usted command there and finish it off with an S. Our usted command of divertir is divierta. Let's plug that into this spot right here. No te diviertas, don't have fun.